Coffee or butter?
Oh my. He went there. That's great.
So, welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex, and tonight we have a treat, a special guest. And I believe most of you know him, but if you don't, by way of bio, our guest is American. You're a YouTuber, runner, entrepreneur, father of 4.
Yes.
You're 36,
Yes.
and you're a native and living in Colorado.
That's right.
And yeah, so your sports resume includes mainly 2 Pikes Peak Marathon victories, 2020 and 2021.
Correct.
Very recently, the second one, 2021.
Yep.
And I think, you know, beyond sports, you're also very humbling and motivating type of person, but you're real, and you make this point very often. You're real, you're connected with everyone, very accessible, I can confirm it.
Sure.
But you're certainly, you know, a role model and inspiring many people, and yeah, this is real life.
Unreal here.
And myself, certainly a lot. So behind your screens, big round of applause for our guest tonight, Seth James DeMoor. How are you, buddy?
Thank you very well. Wrapping up a big week in Chamonix, France, filming Utmb, so doing really well, and ready to fly back to Colorado though, because it's been a big week. That's for sure.
Yeah. Very quickly about UTMB, let's kick off with that.
Yeah.
How would you describe in a few words the mountains here compared to your beloved 14ers in Colorado? Just a few words, you know, trying to give people an idea, those of us who haven't been to Colorado or American people who never went to Chamonix. Could you say a few words and try to, you know, describe what you saw and how it compares?
Yeah. So I just wrapped up the Pikes Peak Marathon training block, and it was a great training block. And I train in the 14ers, what we call 14ers in Colorado, which are, we have 54 mountains in Colorado that rise above 14,000 feet. In meters, it's about 3,100, 3,200 meters, roughly. So here, but the state of Colorado is about 5,000 feet, so the prominence of the mountains is not as much. Yeah. Even though, compared to here, like Mont-Blanc is about 15,700 feet, I believe, which is actually not that much different. But there's glaciers up there, and they rise where we're sitting right now at 3,300 feet. Yeah. So it's 12,000 feet of vertical gain, compared to in Colorado, where I start running usually at about 9,000. So it's just, the mountains are bigger and they are a little steeper. And I did talk about this in the live stream last night. The Rocky Mountains are, well, they're rocky. It seems like here the trails are a little more runnable, which is a little observation I made filming out on the course. So that's a little, they're steep. They're steep here. Yeah.
This is a good segue actually, because you sort of went, you came here for 2 reasons: filming for your channel, and if you're not familiar with Seth's channel, please do subscribe, go check it, do subscribe, and share some love there, because it's a real family, YouTube family, and this is something amazing. But this is a great segue. You came here for the channel, but also a bit to do a course check. I mean, the environment for maybe racing one of the races next year or over the next few years. Which one would you pick? And maybe, you know, for the shoe geeks out there, what shoe would you choose based on what you saw on the trails?
That's a good question. I think next year likely we'll do Pikes Peak again. So then maybe in 2023, because going back to, because they're always so close, you just can't do both. Yeah. So I'll probably do, so what is that, 2022? So 2023, I'm thinking CCC.
Okay.
I think I might skip over OCC. And so CCC, for everybody watching, is the 60-mile, 100-kilometer?
101
kilometers, yeah.
6,000 meters vertical gain, so about 18,000 feet of gain.
Yep. Starting in Courmayeur, which is a lot.
Yeah, which is a lot, which is more than what you do in most of your training weeks in terms of vertical gain.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, in one race.
Yes, in one race.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. And based on this race, this distance, what shoe would you pick, or what shoes? Because maybe you would change. And, what would be your choice? I know last night in your live, you mentioned the Speedgoat EVO.
Yeah. Well, Francois' new shoe.
Yeah.
So Francois, for everybody watching, just won UTMB for the 4th time. He's from France, and he's in some sort of prototype shoe. Nobody quite knows what it is, or I don't know what it is.
So yeah, this is actually one of the questions that was about to arrive. So I'm going to switch to that now, and I'm going to show you actually 2 prototypes that we saw here, and maybe you can
here we go.
Describe a bit what they are and how.
Well,
you have that on your screen as well.
I'm not saying I have the name nailed down.
No, but I mean what you see and the interest they may raise for you. Based on the specs and there's the visuals.
Yes, I mean, the upper is definitely big time, that booty style upper wrapping around your ankle, the collar of the shoe, and the toe box, good overlays on the toe box, but it's obviously the stack height, and, that's why the EVO Speedgoats, I have them on my feet right now, actually.
Yeah.
They're just comfy. And when you're running that kind of distance, you don't want to, I like to have a little forgiveness for the legs. Now, the Pulsar, I love the Pulsar. It's soft, it's bouncy, it's light, but it's just, it wouldn't go the distance for 100K.
Because of the lower stack?
The lower stack, and even just the bounce, it would almost compress too much.
Yeah.
I think your legs just wouldn't quite be able to handle it. So anyway.
Do you think Francois' shoes is plated? Because last night this is a poll I did on Instagram, and it came up like 200 replies, 50-50.
I would say no.
You would say no. Okay.
I would say no.
Okay. But
I think it's a little early. I think Salomon, I've heard they're developing, but maybe it is, but I think not.
Okay.
I think I would have maybe heard something about that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my guess.
And is it a different foam? Because it seemed to be super soft.
It looks different. It almost, definitely different, but Ultra Glide.
Ah, okay.
The new Salomon Ultra Glide, kind of, it looks like that.
Because I had in mind with the creasings on the side,
yep,
Zoom X type of thing,
Yeah.
That's not necessarily the same thing, because this is Salomon, Nike, different companies, but that's very soft, very pleasant, forgiving on the legs.
Type of midsole.
That I saw, Francois walking last night at the arrival with it, and it seemed very, very mushy.
Mushy. Yeah. Which I think a lot of people want from Salomon. Not too mushy though.
No.
You got to be careful. And I'm wondering if Salomon is watching the YouTube channel and all the I think a lot of people have been hard on them for a while, just because the shoes are kind of stiff, but I think over time they're learning people want just a little forgiveness, but then you got to be careful that you don't go too mushy.
Yeah. Especially on the trails.
Especially on the trails. Yeah, and especially for 100 miles where you can start sinking into the shoe too much, and I think you can start putting too much work into your legs. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's very interesting. So this is on the shoe side of things. You're a shoe geek as well.
Geeking out.
Now, if we take a step back from UTMB and coming back to your life, your achievements, do you sometimes take a step back and look at what you did, what you created with your own hands, starting from scratch? For those of you who are not aware, but Seth was buying shoes, or at least one pair of shoes on Craigslist.
Yeah.
First one for $20, $25.
Yeah.
Okay.
$30.
$30.
Yeah.
And you started building stuff from there.
Yeah.
From nowhere.
Yeah.
And slowly with that consistency. Do you sometimes realize what you did and how you created something that is shared, beyond borders, beyond cultures?
Yeah.
Just, from your house, from your computer, and just with your creativity.
From my shed, the studio.
Yeah.
I don't think about it much, really. I really don't. I've come to it's exciting, no doubt, and it's, true love, my wife, Bridget, we reflect every now and then, but I don't try and focus on it too much. Like, I've got bigger dreams. But you know, it's gotten easier, let's say the last I would say the last 12 months.
Okay.
Where it's sustainable. But there's really like 3.5, really 4 years of just like grinding.
Yeah.
Really grinding. And that daily upload and just grinding. And you just don't know what the answer is going to be on the other side.
Are you afraid of that sometimes? Like, you know, all of a sudden, or now it's more difficult because you have that sort of movement going on and it's difficult to crash. But at some point in your, you know, growth, were you worried that maybe it will stop and all you built would just, you know, vanish?
You know, I mean, I think the only reason it would stop is if I stopped. In the sense, I mean, you're not going to go forever and ever like a rocket. You start to grow, and then it starts to level off a little bit, maybe grow a little bit, and then, but no, it doesn't scare me unless I decide to just stop.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I don't think about that.
Okay.
Yeah, stopping, or like, you know, and if I had to pivot for some reason, you know, off of YouTube or away from running for some reason, I always have backup plans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you always got to have backup plans.
This is again an excellent segue. Thank you for bringing all the segues. This is perfect. You seem to be someone who, you know, you foresee things, you plan ahead of time, you're ready when things come at you, right?
Yeah.
And you know how to pivot. This is the art of pivoting. This is one of your arts.
What I talk about.
And where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? Do you think we'll have, what is 365 times 10, 3,650 vlogs, additional vlogs? Or how do you see things? How do you see things with YouTube? Is it going to be always a daily vlog on YouTube? Is it going to change at some point because YouTube will change? How do you see things?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not going to promise 10 straight years from now. So would it be 20, 31?
No promises.
I'm not, but I love it. I love what I do. So I'm not afraid to, you know, say like I have no plans of stopping anytime soon. I mean, I'll just tell you right now, I have interest in designing running shoes.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Okay.
In a decade, I could be designing running shoes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, if you want a real serious 10-year thought, that is a thought in my mind.
Okay. So
but at the same time, I'm 36. I know what it takes to compete at a high level. UTMB. You can't, I mean, I have found you've got to really, for me to compete at I have to train at a high level.
Yeah.
And so to do any other sort of work is just very difficult. And yeah, so I want to race at a high level for at least another decade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting to see that you mentioned first sort of the entrepreneur side of things, and yeah, because you're also, I know you don't describe yourself as this, but you're an elite athlete, and you know, combining both can be tricky.
It's hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
It's tiring. Yeah. Francois somehow does it. I don't know. I want to go visit his winery.
Yeah.
Or whatever he does. You know, but obviously he finds time to train, but I also think he's just very naturally gifted. And so he strikes anyway, but it's interesting.
It's maybe also the surroundings and the people you surround yourself with. He has a team for trail running, and he has a team for his business, winery.
Right.
You're alone for training.
Right.
You're alone for the business.
He's got Solomon backing him up.
Exactly. But this is something you don't want to go. If I understand, you don't want any sponsor at the moment.
Yeah.
Because you want to stay free and you want to keep, that sort of open mind that you have for the reviews, but also for yourself. And
yeah, it allows so much freedom.
Yeah.
And I think it lends itself to my entrepreneurial background, where if you're tied down to a company, you got to do what they say. Yeah. If it's in the contract, it's in the contract. So I love the fact that, and I think that's part of power of the YouTube channel is that I can, as I always say, I'm beholden to no one, so I can review anything out there on the block. That's why I do it, is to bring hopefully more value to the viewer. That's the whole idea.
And
Yeah.
I think it works. And
Yeah.
I think it works. Because
Yeah.
if you were bound with salmon, for instance,
I couldn't
you
be
would
walking around in the speed goats right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes.
Okay, amazing.
I love them.
They're not.
What one word, or what's the?
So you have to choose between the two options.
Okay.
Bobos or croissant?
Oh, Bobos.
Bobos all the way.
All the way.
right. Coffee or butter?
Oh my! He went there. That's great. Coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee. I know. It's like, come on. I'm addicted.
Okay, I love it. Pikes Peak 2020 or 2021?
Oh, this is fun. Ooh, that's interesting. I'll say 2020 because it was a lifelong goal since I was in middle school. And so to get it the first time, that was special.
Yeah.
Now, PRing the ascent this year was fun too.
Yeah. Okay. About life goals.
Okay.
UTMB or Olympic marathon trials?
Ooh. That's good. That's a good question. It's very good. I'm Olympic trials.
Olympic trials. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you will not be doing UTMB. This is just crazy
either or
idiotic game, but
I love it.
Okay.
As far as number one goals, I would go Olympic trials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two people you'd like to have dinner with.
Okay.
Dead, alive, fantasy, whatever.
Anyone. Oh my.
You can
Two
go
people?
Two. You can go three, but only if it's someone
Whoa.
special.
Okay. Wow. Oh gosh. These are always hard because you just get hit with so many names.
And,
All right,
and Seth is not prepared.
Here it comes.
Okay, the pizzas. So
This
he's
is real
getting
life.
a bit more time.
Thank you. Yeah, I need to buy
Vegan,
the time.
Thank you.
Now this is butter my bread moment right here. Thank you.
Enjoy, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is amazing. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this because I don't want to disgruntle. Like,
I think I know what you're gonna say, but
no, I don't think you know what I'm gonna say because I bet you don't.
I'm almost tempted to say it to Seth.
You should, but and then I don't think you'll go for it.
Okay.
No,
Ah.
it does not.
Okay.
But it's a good, I see where you're going as well. I'm a Yankee fan.
Oh, okay.
I'm a huge New York Yankee, but my mom comes from a huge family, and they all live in New York. So I was raised a Yankee fan. If I didn't cheer for the Yankees, I didn't eat dinner at night. So Lou Gehrig would be one of the people. Anyway, I'm a big sports guy.
Yeah.
So
okay, so
that's one.
We have one.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Try to figure, the type of discussions you would all have, the three of you around a pizza or whatever you would be eating.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'd probably like my grandfather. I know it's like not a.
This is the answer that I'm giving to this question.
There you go. Yeah.
So I'm very interested in this.
I mean, I knew my grandfather.
Okay.
I actually knew him, but I was young, and I'd love to, like, now that I'm older, I would love to have a deeper conversation with him.
Yeah.
So I'll say my grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question.
And three things you're grateful for.
Oh man. Well, this pizza, no. I will say, obviously my family. 4 boys and true love back in Denver. Just so grateful for their support, letting me do what I do as an entrepreneur and as a runner. I mean, grateful, frankly, for DeMoor Global Running, the community. It's amazing what's happened because of DGR. And then lastly, I mean, how can I not say the sport of running? It just has given me so much in my life. I mean, it's not to be cheesy or anything, but it's just given back to me so much in, fun, health, you know, burning stress, whatever the case may be, you know, racing opportunities, and then of course YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'll say running. Yeah.
Okay, these are three amazing things to be grateful for.
Yeah.
All right, I think we'll enjoy the pizza now.
Okay.
But before that, where can we find you? On social, YouTube, all that stuff, and where do you know, the website? Can you say a bit about that?
Speaking of my grandfather, I'm named after my grandfather, James. So you can find me all over the internet. I use Seth James DeMoor. No E at the end of DeMoor. So S-E-T-H James DeMoor, D-E-M-O-O-R, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. And then just type it into YouTube and you'll find me.
Yeah, amazing.
I do
and
believe.
the website, themooreglobalrunning.com.
TheMooreGlobalRunning.com, that's right. The website is growing, slowly building it out with shoe reviews, and eventually I'm sure we'll do training up there. We share, so one of the taglines I use is Seek Beauty, Work Hard, and Love Each Other. So the Seek Beauty, we have a lot of beautiful photos coming in from around the world, from DGR around the world, that end up on the website. So yeah, look forward to connecting with all of you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Seth. Now we're going to enjoy the pizza. You know.
Bon appetit, right?
Exactement. Bon appetit.
All right, thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much for being here and for, you know, everything you inspire